I think one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we don't have enough time. And obviously, sometimes life gets genuinely busy, but a lot of the time, it's not that we don't have enough time, it's that our time is leaking everywhere. Like tiny decisions, random admin, forgotten goals, all these things floating around in our brains that we know we need to do, and those like 3 random to-do lists that are somewhere. And then all of a sudden it's Friday and you're just like, what did I actually do this week? And I got to a point where I realized I didn't want to feel busy all the time. I wanted to feel clear. I wanted to feel productive, but not overwhelmed. I wanted to actually make progress on my goals without my entire life becoming like a color-coded hostage situation. Because life is short. And I know that sounds dramatic, but we all know it's true. And I don't want to spend my entire life feeling like I'm constantly catching up, being overwhelmed, overcommitting, forgetting things, and just feeling like I never have the space or the time for the things that actually really matter to me. So in this video, I'm sharing my time management system that has genuinely changed the way I plan and also live my life. I'll show you how I use a combination of Google Calendar and Notion, how I time block, time batch, how I make sure that my goals are actually integrated into my to-do list. They're not just like a random list that I forget about. And most importantly, how to actually build a system that works for you. Hopefully this can inspire you. If you feel like this would work for you, you can obviously fully copy my system, but it has to fit you and your needs. The best productivity system is not the prettiest one or the most aesthetic one, and it also shouldn't look like it belongs in NASA because it's so complicated. Speaking to my past self over here, it truly is the one that understands how you work. When you're most focused, how much routine do you need? How much freedom do you need before you start feeling like you're trapped? What happens when you get overwhelmed? And what kind of structure helps you to keep going instead of wanting to quit? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I just got a little surgery operation in my mouth, so if I seem very swollen or like I talk weird, I honestly can't tell anymore. Let's just all collectively ignore it. Okay? And if you're new here, hi, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about how to basically get your life together in a way that's actually realistic and doable. So if that's something that you're working on, I really hope you found the right place. And if you need a little bit more structure with that, I've linked my Notion planners down below. They're basically just gonna help you put all of this into action. Alrighty, we're at my desk, which is where I'm gonna show you everything. As you guys know from just years of me talking about it, Notion has been that platform for me where I plan my entire life. Like everything is on there, and I'm always trying to better my system and my setup, which is actually the perfect segue into today's sponsor, Skillshare, because I recently watched such an amazing class. It's called Notion Basics to Advanced 2026 Databases AI plus 31 templates by Ali Hobart. First of all, I feel like this is amazing if you're a beginner because not only do they cover like all the basics, but you also get 31 free templates to just get you started. Obviously, I've been using Notion for a very long time, so I know most of like the tools and the basics, but there's always something you can add to it. So the 2 lessons that helped me the most are called Advanced Database Formulas Using AI. I feel like I haven't been utilizing AI nearly enough on Notion. And then also Database Automations, just because I knew I could better my knowledge. Besides this class, there are so many creative classes on Skillshare taught by world-class creatives like professional illustrators, renowned graphic designers, and successful entrepreneurs. For me personally, I think it's the best place to learn a new creative skill or pick up a new hobby. And if you're looking to reconnect with your creativity and escape the brain rot, Skillshare is where humans come to learn from other humans. So if you want to check it out, the first 500 people to click on my link in the description box or scan the QR code will actually get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Alrighty guys, so as I've said, I use Google Calendar and Notion. So I'm gonna start with my life design planner on Notion, which I designed. It's always linked down below. I made it for myself once again. So obviously I hope it works for you, but if not, it can just be like inspo for your own system, whatever you use. So I just want to give you a quick overview of that so that you kind of get a picture of how everything works before we get into like the nitty-gritty. So this is how the planner looks like when you first open it. I will say it is fully like customizable. You can change the colors, you can move things around, the font, the pictures, everything. And there is a full like extensive tutorial of how to use this whole planner in the system. So if you do decide to use this planner, that is all included. But I made my banner my vision board so that this is like an inspo space that I see every single day. And then I also have like a yearly theme. These are the monthly pages that I'll show you in a second. And then this is where I track my routine, my goals, and my habits. So the routine tracker looks like this. So every day I open this and I tick it off. This just really helps me to stay consistent. Same with the habit tracker. I track 1 habit per quarter, and right now it's just a gratitude practice. And then here are my goals. So I always use 3 categories. This year I have personal, business, and finance, and then Confi, which is like my planner stuff. And I set up to 3 goals per category. This just really helps me to just stay focused and not write like just a random list of things I think of at the top of my head. This is very like intentional. I have a whole practice. You can click on an individual goal and like track everything. So I'll show you that in a second. But on the bottom, I have like some affirmations and then just like a fun wish list of things that I would love to do this year. Okay, let's go to the current month, which is April. And at the top, I have the same vision board, and then I have that same goal tracker and habit tracker. So if I change something here, it changes it there, like it's all connected. And then I have the weekly to-do list. I have a monthly reset like checklist because that is really important for me to stay on top of like all of my systems. And then I have a gallery, which is where I put in all like my memories from the month so that I have a very good overview, and then some journaling prompts so I can see what has worked, what hasn't, and what I want to change moving forward. So that is a very quick overview. As I've mentioned, you can click on each goal. So I have a whole goal setting page, which is what helps me to set a really smart goal. And then this is a very important part of my actual planning, which is the goals progress tracker. I do this for every single goal. So I basically break it down into small steps, and then I assign it like a due date and a month, and then I can actually plan these steps into my week. So that is like the most important part of this planner for me, because that way I'm not just writing a bunch of random goals and like habits and things that I wish to do, and then it's just like a list that I forget about. This is like a planning system where your goals are integrated into it so that you don't forget them. It makes me feel so much more on top of things, so much more disciplined and like put together, and like I'm actually working on things that matter to me. It's not just like a random weekly to-do list, you know? So obviously I use this life design planner with a combination of Google Calendar. So let's open up that and I'll explain everything, and then we can actually plan so you can see all of this in action. So as you can see here, I have a bit of like a time blocking, time batching system, but in order for me to build that in a way that actually works for me, I had to ask myself a couple of questions. So I highly recommend you do this if you're actually wanting to like change your system and make it something that works kind of for you, or at least it's tailored for you. One of those questions for me was, when am I most productive and most focused? So for me personally, I wake up, I have my morning routine, and then I start working at around 9 a.m. So my most productive time is from then until lunchtime, which is around 1 or 2. I've also realized for me that I'm most productive at the beginning of the week. Like on the weekend, I kind of recharge, I reset, and that's why Monday and Tuesday are my most productive days. So you can see all of that reflected in the system. So all of my like main time blocks are from 9 to around 1. And then the ones that exceed that time frame are on Monday and Tuesday, which are my most productive days. So let's look at Wednesday, for example. I've got 2 time blocks from 9 to around 1. And obviously I have things to do after that time, right? My workday does not end at 1 p.m. So the second question I ask myself is, how much of my life needs to fall into like a consistent routine and schedule? And for me, I really fall somewhere in the middle. If nothing is planned and I just live off of the whims of my emotions, I am honestly a mess. I feel like a mess. My life is a mess. My apartment, like it is chaos. I cannot function. I don't feel good about myself. I'm not productive. I'm not efficient. Chaos again. So that's one extreme. The other extreme is I have everything planned out. Like every single minute of my life is time blocked. It's in a calendar. It's all planned ahead. That stresses me out. Okay. That is chaos because I'm just a mess. This is chaos because I'm so stressed and feel so like restricted. It's like someone's cutting off my air supply. I need that like level of freedom and spontaneity. So again, I fall somewhere in the middle. So that is why I time block the way I do. I time block the times when I'm most productive, and those are the times when I don't schedule in anything else. And then any of these open spaces are left for me to just organize and do with however I please. The time blocks that I've created also cross off all the important things I need to do throughout the week. So I know there is a designated, time frame for everything. And so I know all of that is handled, and it's become like such a routine. I don't have to think about it. And that leaves so much stress out of the picture for me. It's crazy. Now, let me actually show you it in detail, and then we can plan a week so you can see exactly how it looks like. So at the top, we have birthdays and we have holidays. And then I created different calendars for different like parts of my work. So admin has its own calendar, and I created like my own colors for these because the colors in Google Calendar stress me out. And then I have one for anything to do with content. I have one for appointments, for personal things, and then some other work stuff. So those are specific calendars. You can see those here. So on Monday, for example, as I've said, start at around 9. So I have an admin time block. This is where I time batch anything admin related. Time batching is basically where you group similar tasks together so that you don't waste a lot of energy and brain power switching from one task to a completely different task. Like that really gets you out of that productivity flow. So in these 2 hours, every single week, I get like emails done, invoices, anything accounting. I read through contracts. I book whatever I need to book, like if it's, some appointment or whatever. Things like that, like boring things I genuinely don't really want to be doing, but getting them done straight thing in the morning on Monday really, really helps me to know that I've put that to the side. It's not going to stress me out for the rest of the week. Like I'm good. I then start content planning because that is another thing that takes a lot of my brain power. It's a very important part of my work. So I really take that very seriously, and I have a whole designated time slot for that. These time blocks kind of work like a timer for me. Like if I want to clean and it's something I've been putting off, I put on a timer because it just makes me so much more productive. I want to do it in that time frame, and this works the exact same way. So then I want to get things done in this 2-hour time frame, and it's kind of like I'm like competing with myself with how quickly and efficiently I can do it. It really helps me. I'm so much more efficient because of this. I'm also a competitive person, so that's maybe why. Tuesday, for example, is my main filming and editing day. It's where I film and edit my weekly YouTube video. So I start that at 11, usually before I'm like getting ready, setting things up, doing any like last minute planning if I need to. And then I'm just editing with like breaks in between. One bad habit that I had to break is not scheduling random appointments during the times when I'm most productive. Usually I would do this because I would be like, well, I work from home, like I can, create my own schedule. So I would just tell like my hairdresser or like my doctor, whoever, like you can just book me in whenever, I'm flexible. And that's just not good for me. Like I really waste like precious hours that I could be very efficient. So if you work from home, like this has been so amazing for me. Usually I would not want to have things scheduled on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I wouldn't want to have it scheduled before 1 p.m. I actually usually schedule a lot of appointments on Thursdays. So that is another thing to keep in mind if you do work from home or if you work for yourself. Some things need to be non-negotiable for you to work at your best, and that is just one of them for me. These light pink ones are like workouts or if I'm meeting up with friends or anything like that. And then Saturdays and Sundays are mostly free. I do post my videos on Saturdays, so I just need to like share it, but I prep all of that before. I do that on Thursdays. And then on Sundays, I like to have a reset. So I kind of review how things went, and then I plan for a new week. That is how my calendar looks like. It's kind of like my own personal schedule, and then my tasks fit into that. So let's get to the tasks now, which are on Notion. So I'm going to open up my weekly schedule, and I'm going to first write all the holidays, birthdays, and appointments, like things set in stone. So Monday is a holiday, so is Friday and Saturday. A lot of holidays this week. And then it's my boyfriend's birthday. I like to do this in like a different color because it's not a to-do. And then Saturday is my mom's. And then my boyfriend and I also have our anniversary. If you're bilingual and you use like 2 languages a lot, let me know if you do this as well. Like I mix Slovenian and English all the time. Like even if I'm writing in my journal, it's like a mess. Same with this. Okay, now I'm just gonna do appointments, and I do that in red. So then all of my like workout classes, like meeting up with friends, anything like that is in orange. And the last thing I do before all the like tasks is I put in all my deadlines, which is usually just when specific content is coming out. So now that we have all of that in, I look at my reminders. So this is my like log of random tasks I think of that I need to do during the week or that I need to do next week. I just write them here because I can very easily just drag them in. This is obviously where my Google Calendar comes into play. So all of my admin tasks I will plan for on Monday. So I need to check and buy plane tickets, update my budget, book something for my car. So those are going to be my admin tasks that I will do in that 2-hour time frame. And then if we refer back to my calendar, I have content planning for the rest of the day. So any type of content I need to plan will go here. So that is the schedule for Monday all done. And then this is how my Tuesday would look like, which is like a filming and editing day. So that's very straightforward. And then I've mentioned how important it is for me to schedule goal steps into my week so that I'm actually chipping away at my goals. So this is where I open up an individual goal that I'm currently working on. So I'm currently working on a website relaunch for my planners. So I open this and then I go to the progress tracker. I select the current month. So it only shows me those steps. I usually plan all of this out at the beginning of the month. So I already have kind of like a plan in place for when I want to do certain things. So when I'm planning my week, I just look at the deadline. So all of these I need to do this week. And the great thing about the system is that I can very easily see my whole weekly schedule and then literally just copy it in. So I'll do all of these on a Wednesday. Because if you look at my schedule in Google Calendar, Wednesdays is when I'm doing work for my planner business. And then I have a time frame for that on Fridays as well. So we can schedule the rest of these on Friday. So as you can see, all of these steps are now in my weekly planner. So I then just repeat this process with every single goal I'm currently working on. It's not all 9 of them. That would be very overwhelming. This honestly takes like 15 minutes. It might seem a little complicated, but it's just because I'm trying to explain every single little part. It's actually very, very simple. So just to recap, I put in all the like holidays, birthdays, appointments, and deadlines first. Then I go into the running tab of to-do list that I have right here called reminders. I schedule that in, and then I look at each individual goal, check the progress tracker, and then schedule that all in. And then whatever is left, if there's anything else I need to do, I schedule it in. And again, I do all of that with my kind of Google schedule in mind. So I am scheduling tasks into the correct time blocks, if that makes sense. That is the whole thing. It's very simple, I promise. So that is the time management system that really helps me to stay productive, stay on top of my goals, and actually still live my life. The main thing I want you to take away from this video is that your routine should be built around you. When you focus best, how much routine you need, when do you get overwhelmed, and what helps you to actually follow through. And if you want to keep going and really become that person who's really on top of things, then you should watch this video next. It's full of tiny little micro productivity habits that will help you save time, stay focused, reduce distractions, and just make your life run a lot smoother. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you over there.